this happens to me.
Come on.
Right? I went to Jamaica for a holiday. Right? Coming back, I had all my Jamaican passport from 1965. That's the first one I got. By this time, I'm here for about 40 years. I've got 4 passports. I traveled to America on it, and I traveled, back and forward to Jamaica with these 4 passports. Those, I thought, were my papers.
Yes.
Right. I went, and I'm milking Jamaica, so I'm going to board the plane very late. Right. I went into that lady who's doing my papers. She says, she rolled her eyes, and she said, I'm sorry, but you can't. Your papers are not correct, and you can't board the plane. I got, not outrageously mad, but, but I really start ripping into the system.
Right.
I said, you're crazy. Now, she said, you can't. Anyway, I was looking for the big security guys to just come and lift me up. But everybody was just standing there looking.
But this was before, Vincent, the new Home Office laws were brought in. This is because it's only 4 years ago, as I understand it, that you'd have to prove that you'd been here for 40 years. You'd have to provide evidence from every decade going back to the early 70s. So this was a different wrinkle in the system.
James, I'm telling you, this is 12 years ago.
Yeah.
My British passport is only 12 years old, right? Yeah. My European passport,
of course,
is only 12 years old. Right.
So what happened then? What reason were you being given for not being allowed to come home?
I'm not. She said I'm not a citizen of the United Kingdom. Therefore, I've got no papers to show that I'm a citizen or resident of the United Kingdom. So I cannot board the plane. Because
you never thought you'd need any, because you've lived here pretty much all your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you came over as a child?
No. I came over when I was 22.
Oh, okay.
Like I told your researcher.
I'm just checking.
I'm Audley's father.
Audley Harrison?
Yeah.
Right.
So there I was.
Didn't he win a gold medal in the Olympics? Yeah. What country was he fighting for, Vincent?
Right. And I went to Buckingham Palace with Audley when he's collecting his OBE and all the way. And here I am, right? And all the newspaper here is flooded with Audley Harrison, and all the rest of it, gold medalist for England. Yeah. And here I am, right, with all my papers in front of me. At that time, I lived in England for 40 years.
But you can't prove that you're British?
No.
Wow.
But I was so angry. But I think everybody was enjoying it.
What do you mean? Enjoying your performance at the airport?
Yeah.
Vincent?
Yeah. So they said they sent for the manager.
Right.
And here comes the lady, the manager. And she going through my 4 passport again. I think we got to board the plane. They're calling, last call. So I said to her, no, don't go through it. Your colleagues have already gone through it. So just let me go. Anyway, she said, you can't go on the plane. I said, what? She says, all right, let it go on. When he reached London, Heathrow, right, they will send him back.
Good grief.
So I came, I got on the plane, and when I reached Heathrow, this British passport, this line, others, the other queue, right? So I went there, and I owed that guy a drink. The guy looked through my papers, and he said, Mr. Harrison, he was about 22.
Yeah.
Right? He looked through my papers, and he said, Mr. Harrison, I feel embarrassed to be talking to you like this.
Gosh.
Right? But please, as soon as I let you through, because he could have sent me back. He said, as soon as I let you through, go and get yourself a British passport.
So that was all you had to do, was just apply for a British passport rather than a Caribbean one, the Jamaican one.
Yeah. He said, go and get yourself a British passport.
And you could do that. You had the paperwork in place. So
all the paperwork.
So you're all right now. But if you hadn't done that, if you'd never left the country,
and
you still had your Jamaican passport, you would now, under the rules that came in 4 years ago, Unless you took Audley with you to the Home Office, in which case they might find a fast track to push you through ever so slightly more quickly than everybody else. But you would now... Do you think you could prove... You got here in 65, did you?
Yeah.
Do you think you could prove that you were living here for each one of those decades, for the 60s, well, let's leave the 60s out of it, for the 70s, 80s, 90s and noughties? Could you prove that you were living in this country? Because I couldn't. I was born in 1972. I don't know when I could prove...
Audley, right?
Oh, really? Yes. We've got a lot in common, me and your son, Vincent, actually.
I would have to bring my children to the Home Office.
Yeah.
But I tell you something, I was ready, at that 12 years ago, I was ready to sue the Jamaican government for being so stupid and lapsed and to have no teeth.
Well, that might be part of it.
The British government as well.
Well, in their defence, they probably didn't know that this was ever going to happen. But you've reminded us that it was... I mean, the bureaucracy was... You could fall foul of the bureaucracy 12 years ago, and then they weaponised it 4 years ago to create a situation that many people are waiting to describe to me now. I don't...